where in the next 2 hours we could see the stepping into the spotlight of the next Mary Lou Retton, or Nadia Comaneci, or Olga Korbut, or any one of the some 300 aspirants to the title of champion of the world. It is merely the mastery of the moment that stands between them and greatness. Will it be Brandy Johnson, America's next great hope, or someone from someplace who's never before produced a world champion in this most demanding sport? The stories that will set the tone for the gymnastics world for the next Olympiad will be played out tonight here in Stuttgart, West Germany, as ESPN, the Total Sports Network, presents the 25th renewal of the World Championships of Gymnastics. Tonight, the women's team competition. Hello, everybody. I'm Barry Tompkins, and welcome to the World Championships here in Stuttgart. The women taking center stage tonight. These are the optional portions of the team competition. And look at the standings at the end of the compulsories. 50% of the scoring, remember, is judged right here. The Soviets, no surprise there. They are number one. Romania in second place, with China in third, and the United States in fourth place. Well, with me for expert commentary, Olympic medalist Kathy Johnson. And Kathy, I think you have to look at that position for the United States and say, way to go.
The Americans did exactly what they optimistically hoped to do, and that was finish in the top four in the compulsories, so they get to compete in the final round with the best in the world. Because if you're going to have a shot at moving up into medal contention, you've got to compete in that round.
There is one name that I think is going to start to creep into the hearts and minds of Americans, Brandy Johnson.
Exactly. The entire team outdid themselves in compulsory, and everybody was a little bit concerned about Brandy since she had that virus about a month ago. But she looks strong as ever and is sitting pretty in 8th position.
Probably the be-all and end-all question, though. Can anyone catch the Soviets?
They've got 1.6, a little over 1.6 lead. The Chinese are as well prepared as they've ever been, but Romania is really the only ones that have a shot at that, but it's a long one.
Well, also with us tonight, Olympic gold medalist Bart Connor. The Romanians, Bart, and the Soviets, that's a story that's been going on for years.
And it's such a terrific team competition, because in the men's competition, the Soviets totally dominate. But in the women's competition, this is always the most exciting battle. Now remember, the world champion team currently are the Romanians. They won in 1987. Of course, the Soviets are leading here, and they won last year's Olympic Games. They have a strong lead, but anything can happen, and we've seen that happen here in the team finals.
And this is really where it all starts, too. Some of the names that you won't know until tonight, and all of a sudden they'll pop up and they'll be with us till the Olympic Games.
People like Daniela Silivash, who we saw last year. The strongest competitor, certainly from the Soviets, is Boginskaya. She's the current European champion, and she is something else to watch.
A lot of things to tell you about tonight. The North Korean team will be on hand. A lot of outstanding young gymnasts there, too, who you just don't see very much. Boy, have we got a lot to talk about.
The 1989 World Gymnastics Championships are being brought to you by Domino's Pizza, Incorporated. Hot, fresh, delicious pizza. Domino's Pizza. Nobody delivers better. By Bud Light. Everything else is just delight. And by Burger King. If you want to give people what they want, sometimes you've got to break the rules.
Barry Tompkins with Kathy Johnson and Bart Connor. We are watching the optional portion of the team competition for women. The Soviet Union in first place, Romania second ahead of China, and the United States still to come in fourth place. Right now, this is the rotation just prior to the top four, and some very fine individuals in this particular rotation.
Okay, this is the first major competition since the Olympic Games in '88 that the new judging criteria will be used. It's basically about the same in terms of the breakdown. The value part, which is worth
4.37 on her first.
Yurchenko, or round off layout, so a beautiful vault, a little stutter step on the landing. I really don't think she needed to take that hop.
So we await the score of Wang Bo Sil. This is the rotation with teams 5 through 8. Remember, the United States right now in fourth position after the compulsories. China, Romania, and the Soviet Union will be in the rotation with them. Another look.
She has excellent position onto the horse. Good twist, nice open position in that layout vault.
And still no score for her. Remember, 2 vaults in women's competition, and we'll let you know how Wang does. 9.6 was her score, so she'll use that. 9.637. Meanwhile, on floor exercise from Canada, this is Leah Moma. Make that Moma.
Full twisting double back, pike position. Good, strong beginning. that gymnastics series that I spoke about. It's one of the requirements, and if they don't do that, it's a 1/10 of a point deduction. Triple turn, a little bobble on that last part of the turn. That's called a Shushanova, invented by Elena Shushanova. It's a round-off straddle jump, and then they land in a prone position or on their stomach. Second tumbling run, she does a whip back due to a double full. Everything is very clean, nothing really spectacular though. Finishes with a double back. A little hard on that landing, but managed to stick it. Some interesting acrobatic moves. And another good strong routine for Canada.
Leah Homa of Canada.
They're doing quite well on the floor exercise.
And meanwhile, on balance beam, we're looking at Delyana Vodnicharova.
Vodnicharova.
Thank you very much.
She competed in the American Cup this past year. She's in much better shape here. She did well in the Olympic Games in Seoul. I think she was in the United States on a downtime. Round off back handspring with a half turn. A little bit late on that half turn. Handspring land. Her legs aren't completely straight on all of the skills. That's going to counter.
(9-7-3-7) on the floor exercise of Leah Homa a moment ago from Canada. Very good score.
She does a lot of twisting elements in her floor exercise, even uses on the uneven bars with a mount, a round off back with a full. Some gymnasts are flippers and some are twisters, and she seems very comfortable in the twisting position, Kathy.
It's probably much easier for her to twist. She's a little bit on the tall side for a gymnast and makes flipping a little bit tougher, so I'd choose twisting as well. Preparing for the dismount. Round off back handspring. Triple twist. We just spoke about it. Tiny bit of trouble on the landing. Didn't quite get the twist around, but that's a difficult dismount.
Delyana Vodnicharova. How'd I do that time?
Very good.
A little bit better. It also have to be a twister to pronounce her name. Here's another look.
This dismount pass is very difficult. She does a round off back handspring. You really have to line it up straight. And in order to get 3 twists around and try and go for a solid landing is difficult on beam. Gets a little cockeyed with those legs. They're twisted up a little bit, and of course the judges will take a deduction for that.